why should we love others before we love ourselves? I think generally it goes hand in hand, like in the sense of being really grounded in one's own goodness and having a potential of good actions by whatever we express through our speech or through our actions, then this naturally affects others. And so I think it actually goes hand in hand to say we want to love others or develop appreciation and gratitude, respect for others before ourselves. I think I would say it always starts with oneself having that potential. But in this day and age where so much is about the sense of ego and the sense of personal pride or being better or being higher or so, then it's an excellent tool just to put oneself in the position of always thinking of somebody else first. That would be an exercise. But to be able to do that, actually one has to have that groundedness in oneself and has to be able to love oneself truly in this wholesome way. Do you see what I mean? Like the question is put like as, it's per default, it's always better to give the honor or the love or respect to somebody else. Whereas like in the Buddha's teachings, actually the quality of metta, loving kindness, is very important, that it truly emerges from your own heart and from your own free, intuitive will to spread the goodness of your own life, of your own energy, of your own heart to other people. And so many times the exercise for us is, in this day and age, is to develop a sense of contentment and happiness and fulfillment in ourselves. And then actually it just emerges by itself. Like, because the quality of a good mind, of an, wholesome energy or loving kindness, metta as we call it in Buddhism, is something that almost radiates by itself. So, but as a daily life exercise, say, when people are used to kind of like run to the bus and be the first one that gets in or so, it's an excellent exercise to tell yourself, no, I'll wait to be the last one. Or like in the airplane, like when you get out of the plane, it doesn't really matter really, like whether you sit on your seat and have everybody else go to the overhead lockers and get out their stuff first, and then you gently, gracefully walk out as the last one. It's an excellent exercise to take one's ego back. And why is it so good? Because actually one feels happier. You can compare like the two situations. One, like you're sitting in the airplane, and as soon as the thing stops, then you rush up and get out your bag and push yourself into the alley and try to be the first at the door. First of all, you get the bad looks of the air hostesses, and then you get the bad looks of all the other passengers. Possibly you even hit somebody with your suitcase, and he complains rightfully, so causing a lot of friction. Whereas when gently pulls back and says, okay, I can wait, let others go first, one has this wholesome feeling of having given something, and this may last a whole day like that. You feel like, actually, I'm mature enough to step back. I can renounce my privileges, and that's a real good feeling. So why is it so good to hold oneself back? Is because it gives oneself wholesome feelings for a long, long time. Any sacrifice that you've done will always live with you mentally for a long, long time. Whereas any advantage that you've taken, say for example there was 3 candies to go around and you just take all the 3, then okay, you can get by with it, and maybe, yeah, it doesn't matter, and you get the 3 candies, so it's 3 times as much as you'd get usually. But if you had let the 3 candies go and give them to the others, you'd be happy about that gift, maybe for the whole day or for the whole week even. You've been given the chance to grant somebody else something very nice, and it stays with one. One steps back and gives others the opportunity. One feels actually more happy than taking the opportunity by oneself. Why that is, I don't know, but it's an experience. Anybody can try out. Yeah, if we love others, like we take away a huge amount of conflict, aggression, and a sense of competition, and it helps ourselves, and in that we feel peaceful. We're sensitive to other people, to the problems around ourselves, and then more or less they don't have an impact on us if we're say careful and generous, allowing and positively even enhancing something good, giving. Then actually there will be little problems for us. Like everybody will be in favor of us. People like people that are generous and forgiving, and kind people. Kindness opens the door to all kinds of areas of life. And whereas when we're the opposite, when we're kind of pushy and slightly aggressive, then we close as much doors as we open. And it's a short-term thing. In the long run, like whatever goodness we do, it comes back to us as a feeling of, like people appreciate it, their gratitude comes back to us, and we feel worthy of what we've been doing. Generally, like on the level of like simple do's and don'ts, like I think particularly in Thai culture, there's so many things like where there's like good recipes, like for example, like good behavior, good manners, be kind, smile first, and develop a sense of integrity in what we're doing. And this serves as a big cushion. We feel then actually like the self-esteem is there, and we're able to say, what I did was good. And then when we feel the sense of actually, there's some examples of during the day of what I've been doing that were really good, and where I've managed to overcome my sense of ego and taking advantage of others. Then if we have like a few examples of those, then we stay with that feeling and emphasize. When we sit, for example, we would sit meditation for that, we just emphasize on the feeling of goodness in ourselves and think of something that is truly touching for us, that we feel is motivating us to do something good. For example, I just mentioned to think of your own mother or somebody who really cared of you, took care of you. It could be anybody, also a good friend, maybe somebody else did something genuinely good that you're grateful for. Then we think about this, how this feels, and we try to focus on the energy of the good action and the good setting that we can recall, either with ourselves or with others. And then we feel actually literally there's a certain energy or emotion in the heart. It usually manifests in the chest area. And then we develop this feeling to be really round and full, and it's literally an exercise to make your whole body feel good with this positive energy. It's nothing sensual, nothing physical, but it's a heart energy. So many of us can sit there for an hour just telling ourselves, may I be well, may I feel absolutely appreciative, may I be completely content, and try to locate this energy of goodness in your own heart, and then drench yourself with it. It's kind of sounds funny to do that, but like if we don't, then we sometimes lose access to the feeling level of our actions, and we calculate just like what is cause and effect. Whereas when we have these moments where we go inwards and think, was that really kind of a fulfilling feeling? How can I make this more full or so? And then feel it out in ourselves, then it has an impact on whatever you do subconsciously during the day. And it helps then to spread out very easily. So to consciously spread loving kindness to oneself, appreciation, gratitude, a sense of being respect-worthy, then like to have times of the day where we recollect that. Usually we do that in the morning, early in the morning, and late in the evening before going to bed, spreading loving kindness to ourselves, and then naturally it expands to other beings. I think they probably come from the same source. Like one is more the direct, active way of showing one's love for other people or one's respect or appreciation. For example, having empathy with people that are like have been suffering from an earthquake or something like that is still quite an abstract feeling. We could develop that quality of empathy and feeling for them in our heart. But many of us then also express it spontaneously, just to donate something, or just to support a program that actually does some positive actions. And then the positive actions that we've been doing then feed back again to that feeling of fulfillment in oneself. I think one is the active part, and the other one is more the passive part, like to have universal love or metta. Many times we don't actually directly aim at the action. For example, we're not campaigning for some good program or some charity, not raising funds, but we're sowing the seeds. And my understanding is that if you have sown these seeds in yourselves very thoroughly, whenever then, during your daily life, in the course of your work or in society, whenever then there is an opportunity, it will not look past that opportunity, but more or less jump on it almost automatically. It's the disposition that one builds up through the universal love and metta exercise in yourself. Then as soon as there is an opportunity, you just can't hold back to take action. That's many times how I see charity or social action comes from the mental basis or disposition that we work on so hard in developing ourselves. Yeah, do something good for somebody, whatever it is, however small it is, every day. Something like, like share a candy with somebody, or like, just let somebody else walk through the door first. Like little things, they make a huge difference. And then with more awareness, then sometimes one becomes more courageous and sees bigger projects as well. So I would say start with little things, like doing something specifically as an offering to somebody. It could also be some, like helping your mom clean the house, or your dad wash the car, or something like that. Like a deliberate, personal, little generous act. There's so many things that one can do. It makes us easily content. It makes us feeling that we're able and allowed to develop peace in ourselves. It's the opposite of having had a conflict with somebody where you're not allowed to be at peace. There's stuff lingering on, and there's like say the emotional battle is going on. Whereas the magic of doing generous or loving kindness actions is that you can actually be content and swap towards peace afterwards. It's like you're in the plus with the demands of other people. You've given them more than they actually needed or wanted or demanded, and you feel then I can now call it a day and be resting happily in myself and just more or less develop absolute peace in myself. Like if one has done a lot of good things, then it's easier to slow down and be in the present moment and come back to the experience of arising and ceasing in one's own life, the things that constantly happen as a drama in our lives, like suffering, old age, sickness and death. If we've been very generous and positive about things, then we can face these things with a lot of backbone.